In a quiet suburb just west of Chicago, a different kind of king reigned. Not elected, not crowned, but definitely feared. His name was Rocco Pranno, and if you lived in Stone Park, Illinois in the 1950s and 60s, you didn't make a move without his say-so. Welcome to James on the Mob. I am James Jenkins, host and narrator. In this premiere episode, we take a look at one of the Chicago outfit's lesser-known but no less powerful characters. In the 1950s and 60s, Rocco Pranno and his associates ruled the western suburbs of Stone Park, Franklin Park, and neighboring North Lake with impunity. His older brother controlled the city's political apparatus, while his brother-in-law was chief of police of Stone Park. Rocco Salvador Pranno was born in the town of Melrose Park, Illinois on December 18, 1916. His parents were Louis and Stella Pranno. Louis was an immigrant from Calabria in Italy. He ran a grocery store and was successful by all accounts. But Rocco doesn't seem to have been impressed either by his father's success or ethics. And it seems that Rocco was in and out of school and dropped out in or about the 9th or 10th grade. His criminal activities were first noted when he was 17 in 1934, when he was caught trying to rob a check cashing and money order store known as a currency exchange. In this instance, while being led into the police station, Rocco broke away from the police and jumped into the nearby Des Plaines River in an attempt to escape. Police fired warning shots over Rocco's head and were able to recapture a very wet and dejected Rocco. Rocco went on to be charged with other armed robberies, assaults, extortion, bombings, and murder. He was sentenced to 1 year in Joliet State Penitentiary for assault and battery around 1940. After getting out of Joliet, Rocco went back to a life of petty felony crimes. He had married his wife, Martha, when he was 18 years old in Lake County, Indiana. And although he would stay with Martha for the rest of his life, his commitment to a life of crime was always much more the priority. He seems at this point to have made a very important connection as he continued to get caught for one crime or another, but was always getting off the hook. And it appears that that connection was Chicago outfit capo Rocky DeGrazia, a one-time gunman for former Chicago outfit boss Al Capone. By the 1940s, Rocky DeGrazia was the Chicago outfit's point man in the western suburbs of Chicago, in charge of all vice and criminal activity. It seems that DeGrazia mentored Pranno on the ways of the Chicago outfit throughout the 1940s and into the 1950s. But by mid-1950s, a generational shift began to occur within the Chicago outfit as members of the old Capone-era outfit began to age and retire off, some voluntarily, others not. Members of the 42 Gang, a 1920s and 30s street gang and farm team for the outfit, began to ascend to these vacated positions. DeGrazia, not in line or liked by the new order, was replaced by this man, Sam Battaglia. Sam Battaglia was a member of the aforementioned 42 Gang. His claim to fame, or infamy, up to this point, was the 1930 stick-up robbery of $15,000 in jewelry from the wife of Capone-era Mayor William Big Bill Thompson. The origin of his notorious nickname, Teets, provides a vivid illustration of his intimidating persona. The moniker is believed to have stemmed from an incident in the back room of the Casa Madrid restaurant in Melrose Park, Illinois, his headquarters and a location infamous for his loan sharking operations. When another mobster reportedly questioned his handling of a debtor, Battaglia is reported to have said, "Shut up, or I'll bust you in the teeth." Battaglia rose through the outfit ranks during the 1930s and 40s and became a lieutenant to this man, Sam Mooney or Momo Giancana. Giancana was also a 42 Gang alumnus who was once labeled a psychopath by a U.S. Army psychiatrist. More than likely, it was a ploy to evade any wartime service. Giancana's claim to fame was that he hijacked the numbers policy rackets from black Chicago policy gangsters in the early 1950s. He would become boss of the Chicago outfit in 1957. Around 1956, Pranno became a made member of the Chicago outfit alongside other 42 alumni like Felix, Milwaukee Phil Aldericio, and Charles, the typewriter, Nicoletti, the notorious outfit hit team. Pranno assumed the position of his former mentor, Rocky Grazio. Pranno now reported to both Battaglia and Giancana as an outfit capo. Pranno established his headquarters at the Club d'Or, or Key Club, at 1745 North Manheim Road in Stone Park. At this time, his brother, Albert, was beginning to control the politics of Stone Park, while his brother-in-law, Andrew Signorella, was the chief of police of Stone Park, a perfect trifecta of corruption and crime. Pranno made his money by operating coin-operated machines, gambling parlors, and prostitution in the western suburbs of Chicago. The machines, which included jukeboxes, cigarette machines, and prophylactic dispensing devices, were found in bars and restaurants all over the western suburbs. Pranno would use threats of violence to terrorize competitors into selling their businesses to mob-connected firms, often at a steep discount. In 1959, Pranno was called before the United States Senate Rackets Committee investigating the underworld infiltration of the jukebox industry in the Chicago area. A witness by the name of Ryan Kelly told investigators of how Pranno muscled in to his coin-operated machine business after he had tied Kelly's legs to cement cinder blocks and threatened to throw him into the river unless he made Pranno a partner. Pranno used violence freely. He was a suspect in the 1962 murder of gangster Octavio Martinez and Martinez's girlfriend. Martinez allegedly had acted as a frontman for Pranno, as Pranno attempted to expand his control over coin-operated machines in the Elgin, Illinois area. And according to investigators, Pranno had supplied Martinez with a substantial amount of money to purchase and install these machines. The outfit allegedly sanctioned Martinez's murder when he was unable to repay the loans and attempted to double-cross Pranno. Because of his political and police connections, Pranno ran wild through the town. Twice, he assaulted ordinary citizens in unprovoked attacks. In one instance, Pranno attacked a man over an argument about city politics. As he beat the victim, he growled at him, "Don't you know who runs this town?" Police later dismissed the charges against Pranno. Another time, Pranno beat up a man after he refused to move his truck parked in front of Pranno's social club. The beating took place in full view of Stone Park police, who refused to intervene. Police Chief Signorella declined to follow up on the victim's complaint. Charges were only laid against Pranno after state investigators became involved. The victim, however, later declined to press charges and Pranno walked. Pranno used the Key Club as a clubhouse to conduct criminal business. Around the lounge, Pranno used the alias Jim Martell. Pranno terrorized his employees at the Key Lounge. He nearly beat to death an employee once for stealing. The assault lasted a half hour before the man was tossed out bleeding on the sidewalk. He also beat up two waitresses who didn't bow down to his amorous advances, but none of the victims dared complain to police. Pranno used his political connections to organize an elaborate shakedown operation in the Stone Park North Lake area. Pranno's cronies on the town council forced manufacturing companies to pay thousands of dollars in bribes to obtain permits to build factories. Other companies faced having their building sites shut down mid-construction unless they paid additional fees. Pranno and his co-conspirators on the town council would then split the money. The extortion racket was lucrative, but it would lead to Pranno's downfall. Companies started balking at paying the fees, and in 1960, the scheme fell apart. Officials charged Pranno, a North Lake alderman, Wayne Seidler, and a building commissioner, McCabe Anderson, with extortion of the International Paper Company for $16,000. Pranno was also charged with the $48,000 extortion of the management company of the King Arthur Apartments in Lansing, Illinois, along with his mentor, Teets Battaglia. The outfit bosses provided Pranno with a high-priced attorney in his defense, but the evidence was overwhelming and he was found guilty at trial. On March 9th, 1966, a judge sentenced Pranno to prison term of 15 years. Pranno, the tough guy, cried as he was led away in handcuffs. The court denied Pranno bail while he was appealing his sentence. It's been said that the Chicago outfit had few made members of the outfit as cooperators or informants until Nick Calabrese in the early 2000s Family Secrets trial, where much of the remaining hierarchy of the Chicago outfit was allegedly wiped out. Well, if so, Rocco Pranno can be counted as one of those few. As Rocco entered Terre Haute Federal Penitentiary while awaiting his appeal, he began to become disillusioned with the Chicago outfit and didn't feel as if they were giving him the proper support. Rocco had threatened to kill his outfit-provided lawyer, saying about the lawyer, he did the job of a 14-year-old kid. He had to divest himself of assets like the Key Club to pay for legal costs. So, with the help of his wife Martha as a go-between between himself and the FBI, Rocco began spilling the family secrets of the 1960s. Some of the information provided by Pranno included information concerning his mentor and co-defendant in one of the extortion cases, Teets Battaglia, and on his boss Sam Giancana and Giancana's state of mind, as Giancana was having many legal and many outfit problems at the time. Pranno went on to identify Fifi Buccieri and Willie Potatoes Daddano, outfit members he considered as rivals. The full extent of his cooperation is not known, but what is known is that Rocco Pranno, in spite of whatever cooperation he gave, was never a free man again. By 1967, after exhausting all legal appeals, Rocco Pranno was shipped off to Leavenworth Penitentiary in Kansas, where in July 1979, he died of natural causes. He was 66 years old and was buried in Hillside, Illinois. So goes the story of Chicago outfit mobster and informant Rocco Pranno. His absence from the scene in 1966 changed nothing. The outfit replaced him with somebody else, and the corruption and the vice in Stone Park and North Lake continued for many years after the name Rocco Pranno was a faded memory. I'm James Jenkins, and this has been James on the Mob. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment, and be on the lookout for another episode of James on the Mob. Life is short, so live it hard and live it large. We'll see you.